smells like a lapidary workshop.
Ah.
In our region, you found about 500 years ago the first agates here. Agate is like this here, the gray stripes. Agate, the colored jasper, the glass-like rock crystal, the violet amethyst, and the brown smoky crystal. 5 parts of gemstones you found here in our region. And therefore later, the performance for this material about vases, bowls, and forms from these minerals here. In water-driven agate mills. In this region stood 50 agate mills on 20 kilometers and works 400 years long with water power on agate.
Yeah.
And the Weierschleife is the last one. All other mills are finished if electricity is coming about 140 years ago,
Right.
the first time. And then it was finished with with cutting agates. They are importing other better qualities from Brasilia. Farmers went out for a new existence about 1840 for new existence about North and South America as cowboys. And then they found agates in Brasilia over the earth and our region under the earth. And they are exporting the agates per ship to Europe. And then the mine was closed at 1855. And then new material came from Brasilia. And later came electricity, and with electricity you have better qualities. In Brasilia they found under the earth also amethyst, tourmaline, smaragd, rubin and sapphire. And then it was a new performance with a new qualifying, with electricity. The gemstone cuts, faceting the stones.
Yes.
This was a new experience. And with water power, it was at 1800, also at the beginning of the 19th century, it was finished here with water power.
Okay.
And the agate mill, the Weierschleife is since 1996 only an industrial museum. From 1950 was it new built up and renovated. And 2 legendary brothers are working here with 10 people from 1950 to 1992. And then they are dying and it was finished. The town of Idar-Oberstein changed it in an industrial museum. It drives slower, not so fast if you are producing. And it was all, the wheels are finished only for demonstration. And you cannot cutting on these wheels here.
Oh,
I make only a demonstration.
Yeah.
So outside we have a water wheel. You see it here on the picture.
Yeah.
And an axle goes inside to the dent wheel. It's a special hard wood, Ebenholz, and it was a small wheel. Drives the big wheel drives a small wheel,
Yeah.
and then it was here the axle was turning, and it was changing on the transmission wheel. And with leather bands, it drives all machines here.
Right.
But with half speed. Cutting in early times, you got double speed and more water.
Okay.
But it was very dangerous by double speed. And we must make it very carefully here. And we have half speed. And we have not so much water for demonstrating here.
What was the dangerous part? Just like the...
The danger is that it could, if you have high speed, the teeth could crashing.
Okay.
must, we drive it very carefully, only for tourists for looking.
But before they would be going very fast when they're
Very
production.
fast. We make 50 turns a minute for demonstrating. Now, for cutting, you have 120 turns.
Oh, wow.
If you got more water.
Okay.
So, the geodes are very big and strong, and therefore you got a much body power by working, and you must working in a special, in a lying position on a special chair, like this here.
Yeah.
And you have a stick for your legs, and then you are lying on this chair, and how you're moving up and down and pressing the agate against the sandstone wheel.
Oh, and you lean the whole chair. Okay.
The wheel was sprinkling with water because the stone don't scratch. But this, you hear no much noise. In early times it was harder, it was louder. And this is only for polishing today.
Okay.
It's finished, it's closed. But only for demonstrating here. Also in this form, the cutter was working about hours, days and weeks. Freehand. I made it here on a small agate form. It's agate including with rock crystal. It was a different hardness in the stone. Rock crystal was harder than quartz, and it could broken if you make a fine inside cut.
So would they do smaller cabochons on a wheel this big as well?
Yes, we have different profiles on the wheels. In early times, two cutters works on one wheel.
Right.
On the left side, you make the outside profile of vases and forms, and on the right side, you have special profiles, and therefore you have small agates. From the big parts, you have small pieces, and then you glue them on a stick, and then in this profiles, you make them round for capuchon. Different profiles for capuchon, for bowls, and so forth.
What were the wheels made with? What is it kind of material? It's a stone?
It's crystalline, crystallized rock crystal. A crystallized sandstone. You have like sugar. You have a crystal.
So what's the hardness of the wheel?
The hardness is like agate.
Okay.
The same hardness like between 6 to 7.
Yeah.
But you got more speed, and then you can working efficient.
So would you ever retrue the wheel? Like let's say you wanted to smooth all that out. Was there a tool to change that?
Yes.
There it is. It's right here.
A bump happen?
It's right here, Adam. This tool.
Oh yeah. Okay.
En rugstukken, monkesteinflessen, kratzopolieren. So they are pressing from the upside against the wheel.
Yeah.
And therefore you have the polishing. Das sind jetzt 2 polierte Flächen. Agate from Brasilia.
Yeah.
Brasilianischer Achat. Und ja, das ist jetzt hier Triple, also das ist, wie sagt man,
It's like chocolate.
ja, das ist so spezielle Presse. It's industrial material.
Oh, it's not from the earth? That?
Ne?
What is this?
Ja, wir sagen Triple, 3 components. It's mixing, industrial.
Okay.
In early times, they make from the floor, from sand and ground,
Yeah.
and mixing it with slate, and then they make a special powder.
Oh,
And
okay.
they need it for polishing. But in later times, this is industrial material.
Yeah.
Also, new was the sawing of stones with electricity. at the beginning of the 19th century. In early times they must push the geodes and cutting the geodes. And later you can make a profile by sewing with metal wheels. Steel wheels with diamond powder on the top.
Yeah.
The diamond powder was burning in the steel. It was very hard and sharp. And you take your rough pieces in this instrument and make shapes and forms. It's not very sharp for demonstrating.
Yeah. Did they ever have a mud saw? Like a steel wheel with silicon carbide grit in the bottom? Before diamond, what did they use before diamond?
The sawing of diamonds was a special thing. It was with diamond powder.
Before they used diamond saws?
No, they must.
It is broke it.
They couldn't. They must push the material.
Okay.
And up, no, immer in Bewegung, moving.
Yeah.
Nach vorne, in front. Okay, so long. I take immer
Yeah.
rauf und runter, up and down. And with moving, with Bewegung, with moving.
Up and down, not to side, up and down?
Ja, egal, kann auch diese Seite.
Okay.
You cut and then
Oh, the water's on? Okay.
Yeah. Because it's polishing stage, so it's not going to grab a lot.
the wheel is finished.
That's cool. So you see the wood ball, the same thing, an oak ball, but they would charge it there. They're polishing paste instead of the bowl.
This is a typical form in early times you make here. The outside profile on the big wheels. An den großen Rädern hat man das Außenprofil geschliffen und der Hohlschliff, der wurde mit the same material in a smaller form like this here. It's the same material, but smaller for the inside.
Yeah, sandstone.
Die Schleifer haben sich die kleinen Räder früher selbst hergestellt an den großen Rädern. Weil früher, das ist quarzhaltiger Sandstein. Selbstmaterial wie die großen Räder.
Ja, und damit wird das dann.
Damit wird das gemacht. Früher kamen ja diese großen Räder als Blöcke, wurden die angeliefert. Ja, aus der Westpfalz, aus dem Landstuhler Bruch. Das ist quarzhaltiger Sandstein. Und die wurden dann von Steinmetze gerundet und zugerichtet. Und da gab es Abfallmaterial. Das waren solche Bruchstücke. Und die hat man sich dann an den großen Rädern selbst zurechtgeschnitten. Das erste, was der Lehrling lernen musste, war sein eigenes Werkzeug herzustellen. So, heute geht das jetzt hier elektrisch. Auch diese Kugel ist only for demonstrating, is only for polishing. And many times you got water. I make it without water in a dry demonstration. Also the inside cut.
And they would do that for the whole inside?
Yes.
They wouldn't do the relief cuts where they chip? Like, you know, nowadays they'll take a saw and they saw and they chip the pieces out? No?
Don't understand.
So,
They have the geodes are round, and they make with sewing in the middle. And then you have a half form, and then you make stripes with sewing. Push them out, and with the bowl the inside cut. And the outside cut you can make after this.